5:41 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The date, which I like, 7/25/2011, and July is coming to an end. And basically, the debt ceiling and your White House officials are looking more like fools as each day passes by. They're not setting a good example around the world. The overnight futures, as I was doing yesterday with MMTs, as if they did not come out with an announcement on Sunday that the futures would open down pretty big. Now they're come off their best levels, because what the market's going to do in the short term, macro short term or very short term time window here, is they're going to discount the event. And they're going to discount the event. Why? Because they know that that debt ceiling or whatever they're going to do, that the pressure is mounting, and they're going to come out with the resolution. What we're going to be looking for is on this gap open down list, you've got SLAB, you got ISRG reported great earnings last week, got Google, which had two big breakout days last week for about $20 off of the lows, and it's going to rest and pull back. Apple, after its great earnings, we played that. We did so well on it. We really enjoyed shorting the high of it. We really enjoyed shorting those good earnings that came out of Apple. What a blowout quarter, and what a great short. So what it did was it gapped up to 405, and after hours came down to 383, made the low, had a Friday burn off that bottom, as you know. And why? Weekly options expiration was this Friday. Today is Monday. So now that that's out of the way, what we're going to deal with is these left elbow gap downs. Apple's going to put a bottom in. It'll be a burn off there. Google will put a bottom in from that left elbow price action down. That's what's going to happen. Amazon is getting close to reporting earnings. We got Netflix today after the close, and Baidu, B-I-D-U, Baidu. So the Baidu is only gapping down 96. Now let's go to the gap open up list. Oh boy, don't tell me there's only three qualifiers. Netflix has got a $3.47 gap. That's going to report earnings after the close. We already know what we're going to do with that. We've been prepared for it. The bear has a slight SSS. SQQQ is what we call the bear ETF. Got a little gap. But see, it's very diminished again. And what's going to happen is as soon as they come out with some kind of an announcement on a resolution, every one of these stocks right here are going to turn off the bottom and rip. Okay? And it's going to happen that way because that's the mechanical price action of how these things happen. Okay? That will be the initial knee-jerk to raising that debt ceiling. And today's the 25th. August 2nd is around the corner. And the thing about it is, they didn't announce anything last night around their little breakfast table yesterday over there in the White House. Because they didn't. And the futures were extremely worse than what they currently are. They were down, at one point the S&P was down 20 handles, only down 9.9 handles. The gold is at $15 an ounce. Dow futures right now only down 83. When I sent an email out last night to MMTs, they were down 110. And from that 110 level, they went way up. NASDAQ futures are only down 14.5 versus close to 30. So, like any time that we get closer to a 45-minute opening bell in pre-market, is that you come off the lows of those futures. Now, the left elbow is to hit that apple. Once it puts its bottom in MMTs, bam, we're going to go back up. It'll be in a range bound, okay? And a lot of things are going to be that way because all the highlights are going to be on Baidu and Netflix. Two very high beta stocks. When is gapping down at $1.45? We had that position. We came out of it. We'll look to see where when will hold above the 160.75 area as far as the bottom. If it undercuts it, the last low, I think it got down to 157.75 or somewhere in that neighborhood. Sina, your little culprit, is tied to Baidu, little Chinese ADR. That trade has been working well every single day of the week. That's the gap open and the gap down in the trade management. And look, when that announcement comes, you're going to see a big spike in the SPYs. SPY will start to shoot up. And you'll see a big move. And all the shorts and everybody will have their little hurrah-rah. Then the Novocaine will wear off. And we'll start dealing with it when we get into that. Gap open, gap up, trade management, how to trade it, range bound today.